So here CCNA and CA students are there. You guys already aware of the IP addressing, networking, WAN, LAN. So these network types basics everyone know, I guess. So if everyone knows the basics, please raise your hands. Yeah, thank you, thank you. 9 plus, 10 plus, 11. Yeah, thank you guys. Now you can low hand. Okay. So someone please explain what is firewall before I start the session.
To create a policy to allow or deny the traffic.
Yes, exactly. So first, uh, we'll talk why we need a firewall. Okay. For that, I'll show you some topology. Okay. So later we can discuss some more stuffs. Okay. So I think you all can able to understand the topology here. You can see here something called internet. Router is connected to internet. Okay. So you can see we have a switch. Middle we have firewall and a switch having server and switch is connected with access point for the wireless client 802.11 and switch have the wired client 802.3. Okay, so this is normal network look like, but the problem is here we have a server. Consider we have some more server. So when we using everything locally, it's not a problem, but we are connected to internet. So when you connect to a internet, you will become like insecure. Okay, so to keep secure or to secure your network, you need something called firewall. Okay, so let me explain about the firewall first. So we have some theory. So firewall is a network security device that monitor and filter the network traffic, basically incoming and outgoing. Okay, based on the organization previously established security policies. So here we have something called policy. So policy means, so you can see everyone are connected to internet, everyone can able to access. So I can compare this with one small topology. In your home you have a Wi-Fi, so you connected with mobile. Okay, from your mobile you can able to access everything that are available in a network or internet. Okay, but in this organization network, we should not keep like that. So what we need to do, we need to have something called firewall. We need to create a policy. For example, LAN. So we can call it's a LAN. This also comes under the LAN. So from LAN to WAN, so internet is a WAN. Everyone can able to access any to any. Anyone in a LAN can able to access anything or everything in a WAN. Okay, so this is policy one. Okay, like outgoing is allowed. Then incoming. So incoming request.
So, Rahul, I have a question
Yes.
on this, right? I mean, we are putting a firewall after the router. I mean, but why can't we put it before the router?
Yeah, good question. So, like initially, firewall was designed just for doing the firewall work. Okay, it can't do routing. Okay, so your local LAN will be having different network, internet will be in a different network, or your ISP will be in a different network. Router is the only person can make a communication between these two network. That's why we keep router first, then firewall, then switch. But now firewall also doing routing. So nowadays you don't need router. You can directly connect a firewall to internet and another end to a switch. It's possible now, but like initially it was not possible. Is it clear, Tanuj?
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So your incoming traffic or incoming request will be blocked. Someone in the internet, for example, Tanuj is staying in internet. Okay. So he trying to request something to access uh, the server that needs to be blocked by firewall. If it allow anyone in the internet can access everything present in your LAN, so this needs to be blocked. So WAN to LAN blocked. So like this, you can create a rule or policy for allowing and blocking. So this is something look like a ACL. Okay. So we can say we can create advanced ACL rules using firewall. Okay. So this is what I given in this theory. So if you guys want, please take a note. Okay. So basically, it used to filter the incoming and outgoing traffic based on the policies. That's it. So filter incoming and outgoing network traffic based on security policies. This is enough. Okay. Um, Let me move forward. Well, so you can see the answers here. Firewall protect your company from hacker. Okay. So the same diagram what we used. Anyone in the internet can able to send a request to the local LAN. So firewall will protect or firewall will block the request. So that is the first point. Firewall let block unapproved websites. So from LAN, anybody tries to access unapproved websites or malicious website, that should be blocked by firewall. That is the second one. Firewall can protect your business from malicious code. So malicious code in the sense like when you clicking any link, some file will get downloaded from internet. So that is malicious code or malware or virus we can say. So those things will be blocked by firewall. Also, in a networking part, we can limit the bandwidth. Okay, so your firewall will be there. Firewall is connected to a router. So from router you are getting internet. So here you connected a switch. Okay, so your firewall X 5 interface or like interface 5. Okay, what you can do, you can limit from 1000 Mbps to 100 Mbps. So only 100 Mbps incoming, 100 Mbps outgoing. So like that you can able to limit the data flow here. Okay, that is the fourth point. So fifth point is very, very important. This is the main reason that we are using firewall called VPN. Okay, so virtual private network to secure our communication over internet. Okay, like I have a separate slide for this VPN. Let me explain more about this VPN later. Okay, so these are the five reasons. Not only this five, we have a lot of reason. So these are the top five reason that why we need firewall. So if you guys having any questions in this slide, please ask me.
Hello.
Yeah, Shankar.
Here one use is like limited. We can limit the bandwidth usage, right?
Yeah.
So this we can do by using the QoS also, right? So then here what is the like main use of limiting bandwidth with the
Like
firewall?
yeah, in firewall interface we have the QA support. With the help of QAs only we are limiting this bandwidth.
Okay, 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 okay,
Here we are not changing the interface speed.
okay, okay.
So interface speed will be 1000 Mbps, but data flow will be 100 Mbps.
Okay, here also using QoS only we are doing.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
okay, got it, got it.
ராகுல், இப்போ பேண்ட்வித் வந்து நம்ம ரெடியூஸ் பண்றோம்னா பர்டிகுலர் அப்ளிகேஷன் இல்ல பர்டிகுலர் வெப்சைட்டுக்கு பண்ணலாமா, இல்ல ஓவராலாவே வந்து பேண்ட்வித் ரெடியூஸ் பண்ண முடியுமா ராகுல்?
நீங்க ரெண்டு மெத்தட்ஸ்லயுமே பண்ணலாம். ஸோ பர்டிகுலர் அப்ளிகேஷன்ல பண்ணும்போது நீங்க என்ன பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா ஒரு பாலிசிஸ் கிரியேட் பண்ணிட்டு அந்த பாலிசிஸ்க்கு வந்து QAS ரூல் அப்ளை பண்ணிக்கலாம். ஸோ ஹை ப்ரையாரிட்டி போட்டுட்டு பர்டிகுலர் MPBS கொடுக்கலாம் நீங்க. ஸோ ரெண்டுமே வந்து பாசிபிள் தான். ஸோ யூ கேன் apply the bandwidth rule for particular application or the entire interfaces you can do.
Sir, hello.
Yes.
Sir, IDS IPS also will protect us from malicious activities, no, sir.
Yeah. So
Then
like
difference between firewall and IDS IPS.
so firewall is for your entire network. Okay, so IDS IPS also will do, but IDS IPS usually we use to monitor. Okay, so IDS IPS will analyze. IDS IPS having a special brain to find the unapproved or malicious code. Okay, but here everything you need to define in firewall.
Okay.
So firewall have brain that will work with only based on the rules or policies.
First, we need to implement the rules in the firewall.
Yes.
Whereas in IDS IPS, it will automatically implement it.
IDS will monitor all your traffic. IPS will implement.
Okay.
Okay, so we have online signatures. So just you needed to connect the IPS into internet or to some database. So every day or every week or every month, the signature will automatically update from a database.
What is IDS IPS?
That is a different topic, like firewall only. So let me explain. In middle of this. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So different type of firewall. So before that, so usually before starting a firewall, we need to know about transport layer. Someone please explain what is transport layer?
Converting frame into packets.
That is actually network and data link.
No, no. The at transport layer, the data unit is like segments.
Okay.
So at transport layer, we transfer the traffic on the basis of port number.
Okay.
Passport layer, we convert segment
Transfer
to
the data
packets.
between end users.
Okay.
Transport data from segment to
And
packets.
uh, there are two types of transmission at transport layer. One is connection oriented and connectionless.
Yes.
That is TCP UDP. Yeah.
Exactly. So firewall was created based on these two protocol only. Okay. Transport layer is a layer that will help to transfer the data from one place to another place. Okay. Yeah, end-to-end communication also, Sagar. Yeah. So here, your firewall will be a mediator. If someone wants to transfer the data, for example, any malicious script or code, so that will be sending via the firewall. Firewall can able to allow ordering. Also, each application use the port numbers. Okay. So each communication needs IP address. Each communication inside a network need MAC address. Okay, so these all will be implemented in firewall. So you can use these three things to allow or deny the traffic. Okay, basically 90% transport layer. So TCP means stateful. Stateful means connection oriented. So if you wanted to transfer a data, you need to make a three-way handshake. So all the TCP related traffic comes under the stateful firewall. Okay, UDP stateless. There is no history. There is no. We don't need any three-way handshake. We can directly send the data. No need to give any like notification. Okay, so like they were in created stateful and stateless firewall initially. That become only stateful firewall. Stateful firewall also started supporting stateless firewall. So these are the two common main type of firewalls: stateful firewall and stateless firewall. So these types are comes after that only. So you can see the stateful inspection firewall that support both stateful and stateless, and circuit level gateway firewall, packet filtering firewall, next generation firewall, application level gateway proxy firewall. Okay, so packet filtering firewall means it work based on IP address. So it filter based on the header, IP header. Circuit filtering firewall, it check for IP address. Also, it will look for some other parameters. Application. So it completely related to application. Sometimes we can call it a proxy firewall. Like it will work as a proxy. Stateful we know TCP and the next generation firewall. So as of now, you don't need to concentrate on these packet, circuit, application, stateful. So we need to concentrate only on this next generation firewall, because currently all over the world using only next generation firewall called Gen 7. Yeah, Gen 7 firewall or next generation firewall. Okay, so also like some firewall vendors started Gen 8 also. Okay, so these are the firewall generation that we are using currently. Okay, also we have two more common types called hardware and software. So someone please give me explain like a kind of example thing. What is hardware? What is software?
I think the software firewalls are like the firewalls that we have in our laptop. Or, there is another thing which is called as SASE, security, which is cloud firewall.
Okay.
Then this firewall is the Cisco ASS, where the or the Fortinet or Palo Alto firewalls, which are hardware firewalls, which are directly connected via cable to a router and then to a switch.
Exactly. So hardware firewall means it will be the hardware like a switch, a router. You can see some box kind of thing. That is a firewall. Software firewall in the sense it will be software. It can install anywhere. You can install in your laptop. You can install in any server. You can install in a cloud or in any other on premises. You can deploy the software firewall. Okay, so software firewall will be depending on some external hardware. Okay, kind of laptop, the server, the example that I given now. Okay, we have a lot of differences between the hardware and software firewall. So performance, firewall can perform more than the software firewall because it have the own RAM, own CPU, own processor, everything own. But software firewall will depending on some other hardware. Okay, the second one, so you will be getting the physical interfaces. You can directly connect and you can use. But in software firewall, you need to do via VLAN and VNIC. So virtual LAN and virtual NIC, you need to create virtual network adapter. You need to map using some switch. So those things needed in a software firewall. Okay, cost. Hardware firewall will be very costlier than the software because hardware firewall needs both hardware and software, but software firewall need only the software. Okay, so cost wise, hardware firewall will be very costlier. Okay, and like like in administrative roles, licensing thing, everything is costlier in a hardware firewall. Those things is very cheaper in software firewall because in hardware firewall you need to purchase a license in a different way. Okay, so you will purchase the license for each and every applications that all are available in a firewall, and your hardware firewall will be having some serial number, and your license should be mapped into that serial number, then only your hardware firewall will work. But your software firewall doesn't have any serial number by default. You need to get a license from the firewall company. They will only give you the account and the license serial number. Okay, so you will be adding the virtual serial number. Okay, kind of a virtual MAC address only. Okay, so the licensing part will be different in both hardware and software firewall. And security wise, in my knowledge, hardware firewall can scale more comparing the software firewall, but more people supporting software firewall, they are supporting software like software firewall can work proper, scale more, performance is good in software firewall, some people are telling. So we have debate in this. Okay, so let me show one slide. You will get some more idea.
So Rahul, I mean, just one question I have. So when we say
Yeah.
that, it's a software firewall, so that means, I mean, the software firewall is on a server, right? And that server will be directly connected to the router.
So like your network topology, a router
Yeah,
is
yeah,
connected to a switch
it's
having
yeah,
a server, right? Yeah.
yeah.
The server will be having this firewall. All the data will be redirected
So,
to your firewall. Firewall will filter or monitor. Then only the data will go to the
so
uh,
basically,
network.
so basically, then the router will be connected to the switch, and the switch will be connected to the server, not the server directly connected to the router. Because in the hardware, the diagram which you have shown, the hardware firewall was connected to the router, I mean, sorry, the router was connected to the hardware firewall and the firewall was connected to the switch.
Yeah.
So, and then the servers. But now router will connect to the switch, switch to the server. Okay.
Yes.
So, but in that case, I mean, if my switch is connected to the server without a firewall, okay. So then I have two devices in the network which are vulnerable to cyber attacks, right?
Here everything will be in a switch side. Everything will be configured with VLAN. So like you are completely isolating this part. Also, you having some special rule from here to some other VLAN using inter VLAN. So the data will directly come to your firewall. Here also internal routing will happen. Data will transfer from the server to the network. Okay, so this is one of the topology. So like this, we have many topologies when we using a software firewall. Also, like we need to take more care in a software firewall because if you miss something in these virtual adapters, so your network may be more vulnerable.
Mhm.
So we need to take care of this.
Okay.
In terms of hardware, so we will be having the physical interface. No need to worry about these things. We can directly connect one end to a router, one end to a switch, like this. 1 minute, guys. Wait a minute. Yeah. Also, we have one more topology. Let me draw that one also. Router, switch. Okay, so here we will be having a two switch. Like in server, we won't have multiple interfaces. Okay, that's why we have the switch for keeping multiple interfaces. Like this is very old topology. Okay, so we will be having different VLAN here, different VLAN here, different VLAN here. Okay, so instead of taking everything in a single switch, we are keeping a separate switch for the server. So you can assume this is completely hardware firewall.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
So this is one topology, and we have one more topology. So modern servers having capable of adding the external NIC card or PNIC or ENIC, external NIC or physical NIC. So you can add multiple interfaces here. So you can connect your router at one end. You can make it internet or any, and you can map multiple local like how your firewall, hardware firewall having the physical interface like that you can keep. So you can dedicatedly use this server for firewall. This also indirectly become a hardware firewall. Any doubts? Okay, thanks for the update in a chat. Okay. So normally, we all aware of the switch and routers that support CLI. Okay. So the good thing is firewall having the UI. Even switch and router also having the UI as of now. So your firewall having normally both the CLI and UI. So your firewall UI will be looking like this. Okay, so you can access the firewall through the interface IP address. Here you can see 10.44.15.56. Okay, so you can create rules, like you can see under monitor, like you can see many threads came under the type called vulnerability. So HTTP crash site scripting attempt, also uh, denial of service DNS query, like someone trying to send n number of DNS query to the DNS server, and related to brute force attempt on SSH. Okay, so you can see the attacks here. Okay, so the source and the destination. Okay, and the port number that they're using, what kind of application it is, action, what firewall did, it simply reset it. For these two, it just sent a alert. Okay, so usually this is how the firewall taking care of the threats. So basically, this is a Palo Alto firewall. So this is common for both hardware and software firewall. So both hardware and software firewall will be accessible via UI and CLI. So you may have a question. Hardware firewall having a console port. How we are going to access console for software firewall? Like the place where you deploying the software firewall, there you will get a virtual console. Okay. So I'll show you practically. Okay, so these are the top 10 or top 5 hardware firewalls. Okay, usually Fortinet is in a top because they providing firewall in a less cost with more feature. Currently, Cisco not in this queue because Cisco is very costlier comparing all other vendors. So these are the top software firewalls.
Endpoint correct bro? Endpoint தானே? So first
Yes. Next generation firewall. So like now we are going to talk more about the next generation firewall. So next generation firewall is a firewall that capable of using all the traditional also stateful firewalls. Like normally it do everything on both incoming and outgoing. You do complete inspection. Also it have more features like intrusion prevention, cloud uh, threat intelligence, also the application and awareness control. Yeah, so like it have more features like gateway antivirus, gateway antivirus, GOIP, botnet filter, anti anti spyware. So these are the services provided by the next generation firewall. But normally, next generation firewall means it's a firewall plus IDS, Intrusion Detection System. So the next generation firewall having a inbuilt IDS. Okay. Also we have next generation IDS. So it have primarily IDS. Also additionally it have firewall. Okay. Also some firewalls providing EDR support. Okay. But we need to integrate our firewall with some other external tool for getting this EDR, endpoint detection and response. Okay, so this is all about the next generation firewall. So we can discuss everything in a separate slides. Okay, so normally firewall use these many ways to filter the traffic. We can use through IP. If you know the IP address of the Google, you can simply block the IP address of the Google from LAN to WAN. So no one can able to access google.com. If you want to block YouTube, you can simply block the YouTube IP address. So let me show some more things here.
This is one thing. I mean, if I want to block anything from China, can I block it?
Yeah, so that will be
How?
taken care by GeoIP. So in a
That is
modern
IP based,
next
right?
generation, yeah, so that is IP based plus it have the common database. The database contain all the IP address of the China. Also, it comes under IANA. So for India, we have some set of IP ranges. For each country, you can find a set of IP ranges under IANA, under or IR. Okay, so you can get from them. This taken care by GeoIP filter. So we can simply get the IP address ping gogle.c. So you can use any public IPv4 or IPv6 to allow or block the traffic. YouTube.com. It also having the IPv6. So you can use this address to allow or block. Okay. So MAC based. Usually this MAC based filter may be already used by everyone. Okay, everyone are using mobile hotspot, right? Like if your friend needs internet, you will be turning on hotspot, you will be providing your password. They can simply able to join. Sometime when you keep the Wi-Fi in a public, uh, unknown person also can able to join. There you will get an option to block. Okay, so those blocking completely based on the MAC address. Okay, so internally, if you want to block anything in a switch or inside a network, you can do through the MAC address. Okay, MAC based filter. So third one is a port based. Like you don't want to block the entire IP. Like if you block 10.0.0.10, so 10.0.0.10 will be blocked for everyone. But the 10.0.0.10 having multiple services, it have port number 80, port number 23, port number 22, port number 21. 21 is for file transfer, 22 is for remote access, and 80 is for UI access. Okay, you don't need UI, you don't need CLI. You just needs to access the data, or you just needs to download the file or share the file. So you can allow port number 21. You can block port number 22 and 80. So based on your requirement. So that is comes under port based. So you can simply allow and deny or block the ports. So the fourth one is the dynamic filtering. So dynamic filtering means your firewall will be having some default filtering mechanism. Those all are comes under the dynamic filtering. So by default, anything from internet to local LAN, if it's a request, it will be blocked automatically. That is comes under the dynamic filtering. So content basis. If you want to block any 18 plus content or any horror, any other content basis filtering, you can do. So it also comes under the parental control. Also the signature based. So your traditional firewall doesn't have the signature based feature, but the next generation firewall having this. This is also added into the IDS. Okay, so there will be a lot of signature that you can add into a database or local database. So all your incoming and outgoing will be allowing and blocking based on the signature. Okay, so any doubts till now? Is everything going clear, or like are you guys feeling confused?
Sir, can you explain once signature basic?
Yeah. So we have something called signature. Signature is also kind of a rule only. Okay, so you can download a signature from internet. Like if you don't have knowledge in creating the security rules properly, you can get a signature from internet. We have a lot of tools to generate a signature. Also, some signature are cloud based, so you can connect your firewall into cloud. For example, if you're buying Fortinet firewall, Fortinet having their own cloud signature, so you can just sync your firewall into the cloud. So automatically every week or every month they will update their signature database, so everything will be updated with your firewall also for allowing and blocking. So this is for DOS attack, spyware attack. For these security related attacks, you can use the signature basis.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Bro, the port based அது வந்து 21 24 80, right?
Not only to that port number from 0 to 65,535 ports are applicable for this. This is completely layer 4.
Okay.
Layer 4 transport. So L2, layer 2, layer 3. Okay. Okay, guys, I think we can take some short break, or else everyone will sleep. So we can start the session by 10:05. We can take 10 minutes of break. Okay. So
This
please, yeah.
how sir, this remaining filtering comes in which layer, sir? How we can segregate?
These all are not comes under the uh, layers. This is completely comes under the data. So
Okay,
the
okay,
dynamic filtering having all combinations.
okay, okay.
So
So it will
content
be
based is
handled on.
completely,
We can say
yeah,
it is on application layer type, like we can say.
yeah, we can say.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
So this
okay.
content base is completely based on the metadata.
Okay.
Okay, we can resume the class by 10:05. Please have a coffee. Thank you.
Hi guys. Hello.
I think everyone came back.
ஹலோ ராகுல்.
Yeah, Navarindan.
ராகுல், இப்போ எல்லாத்துக்குமே ஆட்டோமேஷன் கொண்டு வந்துட்டு இருக்காங்கல்ல ராகுல், ஐடி ரிலேட்டடா. ஸோ இப்போ
Okay.
வந்து இப்போ சைபர் செக்யூரிட்டிக்கு ஏதாவது ஆட்டோமேஷன் பண்ண முடியுமா ஃபியூச்சர்ல?
So automation பண்ணலாம். Like repeated task எல்லாத்தையுமே நீங்க automate பண்ணிக்கலாம். இது மாதிரி firewall configuration உங்களால automate பண்ண முடியாது. இப்போ லைக் எவ்ரி வீக் வந்து நீங்க ஒரு ஸ்கேன் ரன் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா அதை நீங்க ஆட்டோமேட் பண்ணிக்கலாம், நெசஸ்லே பண்ணிக்க முடியும். ஸோ
ஓகே
இது
ஓகே
மாதிரி
ராகுல்.
வந்து வீக்லி டாஸ்க் எல்லாத்தையும் நீங்க வந்து ஆட்டோமேட் பண்ணிக்கலாம்.
ஓகே ராகுல், ஓகே ராகுல், தேங்க்ஸ்.
ஓகே, firewall features. So first one is a preventing cyber attack. So it's common term, like it will be having all the attacks informations. For example, DOS attack, METM attack. So it will be having prototype for all the attack algorithms and the steps. Okay, so if the firewall seeing anything related to this attack, the firewall will find easily this attack is attempting by any admin. Some firewall having wireless features, so rogue access point attack, evil twin attack. So these are the attack will be found by the firewall easily. uh, Protecting sensitive data. So here we have a term called information security. So for this information security, like we needed to apply more encryption algorithms, kind of what Sagar told, end-to-end encryption. So this we need for this protecting sensitive data. So there will be a separate team for the information security. They will take care all the engineering document, finance, sales, all the document. Okay, so that needs to be secure. Okay, the third option, high availability. Okay, so this is comes under the CIA triangle. So the features needs to be available at all time. That means firewall need to be available always. For example, like if due to any power cycle, if firewall get rebooted or firewall powered off, so the connection getting disconnected. Okay, everyone will face an issue in a network. Okay, to avoid that, there will be something called high availability. So this is similar to the protocol HSRP by Cisco. Okay, so this high availability will be having two para firewall. So your router will be connected to two firewall. Your switch also will be connected to two firewall. So between these two firewall, there will be two link X11, X11, X12, X12. So one is for data and second one is for control. So if one firewall went down due to any hardware issue or the power issue, the second firewall will become a primary. Using second firewall, we can able to communicate. Also, will get all the security mechanisms. So that is called the high availability. So that feature we get in a firewall. The fourth one is the unified security management. So we have something called a DPA. deep packet inspection. Okay, so here your data will be inspected with different algorithm to find whether the data is malicious, or it having any harmful files, or it having any script added in a data, or is the data is secure. So everything will be handled by this USM, Unified Security Management, or we can say Unified Threat Management also sometimes. Okay, the another one is a threat protection. So this threat protection also comes under the Unified Security Management. So application and identity based inspection. So like we have this inspection only for the application. Okay, so when we connecting application or when we using application, there will be some same identity, that kind of inspection we can do. For example, like I can take example of shapes. So if completely rectangle, so we can identify the data based on the shape rectangle, square. So in terms of size also we can find. So the data coming from the same source needs to be in a same size because of that MTU values. So these things also handled by this identity based inspection only. Hybrid cloud support, like currently firewall supporting security for the cloud by the software based firewalls. Also our firewall will be connected to a cloud database to synchronize each and every policies updated. Okay, so last one is a scalable performance. Okay, so scalable or scalability comes under how long firewall can run. So if you turn on the firewall today, for next 10 years or 20 years, firewall will be running only. So your firewall should not power off automatically, firewall should not crash. So that comes under the scalability. Scale performance in the sense, so you will get the proper performance when after enabling all the security mechanisms. So if it's a plain firewall, you can able to get the proper throughput and the speed. But when you enabling these all the mechanisms, your throughput and the speed may differ. Like even after enable all this, we should get the proper value. So that comes under the last part. Okay, so these are the firewall features that we have. Also we have some more. These are the main features that I can say. So if you guys having any questions or doubts. Yeah, thank you Navneet for the update. So before we talking about the VPN, so let me explain about the gateway antivirus and anti-spyware. So gateway antivirus have the features of scanning all the virus in a gateway level. Okay, also it using the signature. Okay, so that signature based scanning also comes under here. Okay, so it will fetch all the signature from a database to deliver continuous protection from malicious virus threat. Okay, so in a gateway level, so the data will not come to your system if the data is malicious. And the anti-spyware, so like it's kind of uh, antivirus only, but it detect all the spyware tools. or spyware script. So it won't allow to install any anti-spyware software in your computer. For example, someone used a pen drive to install some spyware in any system. The spyware will connect with the attacker via the network. Firewall will analyze all the incoming outgoing traffic. Firewall will find with the help of anti-spyware. Firewall will simply detect and throw a log, or it automatically sends. It won't. Sorry. It will just detect and it will update the administrator. So administrator needs to take care. Okay, so it works in a gateway level only. So it doesn't have capable of directly talking to a system. But these things will be taken care by different um, applications called EDR. So let me explain EDR later. Okay, so intrusion prevention system or detection. Okay, this also I have a separate slide. So GeoIP filter. Okay, so if the administrator wants to block any data based on the geographical location, for example, if you wanted to block all the data from China, if you wanted to block all the data from Pakistan, if you wanted to block all the data from US, so you can easily do based on this GeoIP filter. Also, in a GeoIP database, you can add the IP addresses dynamically by the database owner or the firewall company. So they will be adding everything perfectly. Okay, but you can easily bypass this by using VPN. Okay, and the botnet filter. So botnet is comes under the malware or virus. So it have the default script. So based on the input, the botnet will work. So it kind of a robot, virus robot only. Okay, it do all the malicious activity based on the input getting from a user or a laptop. So it do all the thing based on the rules also. Okay, so we can do DOS attack or sorry, we can do DDoS attack based on this botnet filter. So we can do all the security attack using this botnet, because a botnet is kind of a script having the malicious rules. Okay, so that will be forwarded to the victim system. So if the victim system installed that one, that system will be compromised. So this thing will be filtered in your firewall side itself. So that is called botnet filter. So now we can talk about the intrusion detection system and the intrusion prevention system. Okay, so like we completely done the firewall part. So if anybody having any doubts, please ask your doubts. Let me give some 2 to 3 minutes.
Hello.
Yes, Sankar.
This gateway antivirus, anti-spyware, these things are used by the firewall, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait for a minute, guys. Just give me 2 minutes. Yeah. So now I'm going to show you guys deploying the firewall in your
Hey,
system.
I have a very naive question. I mean, if the firewalls are so strong, then how does the systems or the corporations get hacked? I mean, what is the procedure? I mean, if that is so strong, if you're stopping everything, how are they getting hacked then?
Uh, Basically, we won't get 100% security using firewall. Basically, like we have the strong encryption technology. Okay, so even hacker also use the same encryption technology to hide the data content inside. Okay, so that may bypassable by the firewall. Also, we have lot of APT, advanced precision thread, to bypass the firewall. Even your system having Windows Defender, right? So if you download or if you keep any viruses, your Windows Defender will definitely find. Okay, but when you using a APT, advanced persistent thread, even like using Kali Linux, we can able to perform that one using Whale tool. Okay, Whale framework. Okay, if you create any virus using Whale, that will not detectable by the Windows Defender. Like that, we have lot of frameworks to bypass the antivirus. Sorry, bypass the firewall.
Okay. So basically, firewall is not the end system to protect the environment, right?
Yes, yes. So we need a lot of security manage security system needs to work parallelly. So like I have the f files. So let me connect my pen drive. Yeah. Okay. So you can see I'll share this file. Don't worry. You can get the deployment guide as well. Also we have the um, f- Palo Alto software firewall file. It's a OVA format, means open virtualization file format. Okay, okay. To install this file, you need VirtualBox or VMware or any virtualization hypervisors. Okay, or you can deploy in any software. Sorry, any server. Okay, so you can see the systems are available here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just minimizing it. I'm just double clicking it. So when you double clicking this one, you will get one prompt from the visual box, so that you can simply click the finish button. So no need to do anything, or everything filled by automatically using the pre-configuration on a OVA file. So just finish. So you can see Palo Alto PA VM 712. It's a Gen 7 firewall. So it's automatically added here. Also, you can see the importing appliances. It's 10%. It needs some more time to complete. So like we can wait. I don't know what happened. It went right. Oh, sorry. So finish. Yeah. Yeah, it's done. Okay. So now I'll select this one. Going to settings. Like you can see some symbol here. You need to reconfigure it. Okay. Display is different. Okay. Let me increase it. Sorry. Yeah. So now it's fine. Again, go to settings, network. It needs to be in a bridge adapter. Then only your firewall will come to the same Wi-Fi network that you are already. Save. Now start. So powering on a VM. You can see like once you powered on, these things will come. Okay. Okay, so it will take some time to complete. Okay, so let me keep this in a background. Let it, yeah. So pan OS, Palo Alto OS. So view, scaled view, switch. Yeah. So now it's booting. Admin, admin. So I forgot the username password. Let me get the username password online. Uh, Firewall. Yeah. So admin only. Let me try again. Yeah, actually admin is the correct username password, but sometimes it's not working. Okay, so now we logged into Firewall. Like we simply clicked the deploy button. Sorry, start button. We got the CLI. So what we need to do, we need to find the IP address to access the UI. Okay, so show.
And this firewall is accessible via internet, right?
Actually, now it's in a local network. Firewall can access internet, but we can't access a firewall using internet.
Oh, that's what I was asking. Using
Yeah.
internet, we cannot access it.
Yes. System info. So you can see
Okay.
192.168.0.104 is a IP. So the command that I used, show system info, is a command to check all the information about the network. Sorry, about the firewall. So you can see host name, name of the firewall, IP address, net mask, gateway, IP assignment, static method, IPv6, and the MAC address of the firewall. So BADB, EE, FB, and the UID, like firewall needs some ID, so that also is there. License, it's none. License is not there, and the version. Okay, so we got the IP 192.168.0.104. Let me open here. 192.168.0.1104. Yeah.
So this is like a software firewall, we can say, right, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
This is software firewall. Hardware firewall also the same method. You can log in through UI. So you can see there is no certificate in this. So click advanced, proceed to unsecure. So you got the username password, ADMIN, ADMIN, enter. So it now it's logging in. Okay. So we have field policies. There you can create NAT policies, QoS, policy based forwarding, decryption algorithms, DOS protection, objects. So you can see file blocking, URL filtering, data filtering, DOS protection again, spyware, uh, under the network, you will get all the interfaces informations. VLAN you can configure, DHCP you can configure, you can configure all the network policies here. Also the device. So it completely related to the device, high availability, administrator user login. So all the server profiles are there. So local user database is there, and the monitor. So traffic monitor, threat monitor, URL filtering, uh, wildfire submission, data filtering. So we have the botnet here. I think GeoIP is not present here. So you can see the account, network activity, threat activity, blocked activity, everything you can see in a UI. Like just click and get the data. This is a common dashboard page where you will get information. Like we logged twice in CLI once and in a UI once. So from where you logged in 192.168.0.103. So let me show the IP address of my system. So IPCONFIG. So you can see 192.168.0.103. It's a correct one. Okay, you can see the data plane and the management plane, CPU percentage, and the system logs. So we try to log in, it was failed. You can see the fail login. If someone's try to perform the brute force attack, it will be visible here. So using this UI, you can do whatever you want.
So,
Okay, yeah.
just one thing. I mean, in this UA, how do I shut down all the USB ports in the network?
Uh, in the network means you wanted to do for all the PCs connected to a network.
Yes. So that they
That is not.
cannot connect USB. I mean, that's the
Uh,
companies do, right? They would not allow you to connect USBs.
it's not possible using firewall.
Oh, okay.
You can do via EDR.
What is EDR?
Endpoint detection and response. Some
Okay.
software will be installed in all the organization system to monitor 24/7.
Okay, it's not done through firewall. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So intrusion detection system and intrusion prevention system, um, like both does the same work, but prevention do some extra work. So we'll talk the detection system first. So device or software application that monitor the network or system for malicious activity or policies violation. For example, let me give a let me give some diagram. See, so you have a router, then firewall, then switch. So here only your IDS/IPS will be installed. So it's not a hardware, it's 90% software. Okay, it will be installed in any server. Okay, so from firewall, all the data will be mapped to IDS. IDS only will send to the endpoint. Okay, so when the data coming inside, IDS will take the source IP, destination IP, source port, destination port, what kind of data it is, the time, date, everything it will take for a single request. So like this, your IDS will take all the data about the incoming and outgoing traffic from and to your network. That is what IDS do. It won't give you any security features. It just take a uh, log for the incoming and outgoing data. Okay, I think I update. No, like let me show some um, diagram online. So this is also the good topology. So you can see the router is connected to internet, and the router is connected to a switch. Under switch we have firewall. Also firewall is directly connected to a snot. Snot is a free and open source IDS IPS, and the IDS is having the management workstation. So this is not the exact topology diagram. This is kind of a rough diagram how it connected. Okay, so all the data will send to the IDS. From IDS only the data will flow to a network. So IDS will take one like kind of a log for incoming and outgoing data. Okay, so IDS IPS. Uh, so you can see this diagram. So you can see the date, time, severity level, source IP, source port, destination IP, destination port, protocol, uh, the information reference, tags, everything. So this is how the IDS will store the data incoming and outgoing on your network. Okay. So this is how the IDS results will look. IDS and IPS both. Okay. So it does not slow down the network traffic. Means it won't do any process. It just get a copy of the header informations. That's it. But your IPS, so solution capable of detecting all of those security concern as well as the dropping non complaint packet line. That means if someone's trying to perform DOS attack from outside the network, so your IDS will detect whether the DOS is happened or not. IDS will log everything in a database, but your IPS will check the DOS is happened and IPS will find who is performing the DOS attack. IPS will automatically drop all the data. This is what IPS will do. Okay, so IPS 100% will slow down the network. Okay, that is the only disadvantages in IPS, because IPS needs to process all your data completely. So prevent malicious traffic from entering to the network. So if you guys having any doubts or confusion between IDS and IPS, please let me know.
Like this IPS will drop the packet, right, which is no unwanted packet. So like IDS only detect and it will inform to the user, or like what? It will just keep
Uh,
the data.
it will keep the data, but the admin will look the data.
Okay, it will not
Also,
inform that this is
uh,
like
no, we have some special IDS that create a alert message. You won't get this switches in open source tools.
okay, okay.
So the IDS will not notify the the admin, correct?
Some IDS will notify.
Okay.
So this is the differences between the IDS and IPS. So let me keep this for 2 minutes. Please read and let me know if you have any question. Okay. People who having a doubts, please ask me. Okay. So IDS component. So IDS having two part. One is the network IDS and the host IDS. Okay. If you want to perform only for the network related thing, you can do. Okay. These are the two component. One is a sensor. Okay. So these sensor are network IDs and host IDs. This needs to be deployed in the network one near the gateway, also into all the system. Second one is the analysis engine. So uh, analysis engine having two part. One is pattern matching. So the pattern needs to be given by the people or the employee or the admin. Okay. So second one is the anomaly based analysis. So this is a kind of a extra brain of ideas that needs to look for any malicious activities. It not work like a IPS, but it do some basics.
So, Rahul, just one question.
Yeah.
These IDS and IPS, I mean, on which OS we can install them, or they are itself an OS?
It's a tool. You can install it on Windows, Linux.
Okay, we can use. It's compatible with Windows Linux.
Yeah. So IDS IPS is not like a exact tool. It's kind of antivirus. We have a lot of antivirus companies, right? Like that, we have a lot of IDS and IPS brands. You can choose whatever you want based on your thing. So I can say it's not SNORT is a free and open source IPS that you can deploy in your Linux machine. I have some slides for that. Okay. So analysis engine, pattern matching or signature matching. So it's kind of like a user defined signature or the rule. It will just match for that. If it matched, it will simply block, or sorry, it will simply add a log kind of alert happened, like that it will add. Okay. So like procedure and alert if the pattern match is detected. Okay. So anomaly based detection, like it based on the history. So how the network worked from 10 to 11. Is it working the same on 11 to 12 or 12 to 1, like that? So previously our network connection was like that. So we are expecting the same. If any data booming more in the particular time, so we need to check. Okay, if any data coming from the single IP, kind of any only SYN packet, only acknowledgement, only reset, so we need to take a look. That is comes under the anomaly based detection. So I think someone raised a hand.
Rahul, Nada, some
Uh,
network issue.
okay, okay, okay. So I'll simply share the slide. You can use and you can read it. Okay. So IDS selector parameter. So let me show this one. 1 second. Yeah. So Snot is a free and open source IDS. Also, it's a lightweight. No need to it won't consume more system performance and usage. Okay, so this is an explanation for the IDS. Okay, so this is how the Snot rule look like. So action, what action needs to take a lot. So protocol ICMP, source IP, source port any, destination, direction, what kind of rule option. So ICMP attempt attack. So SID. So like this, we can create multiple rule based on our system and the network. If you want, you can block or you can allot for ICMP, TCP. If you getting a reset packet, that needs to be blocked. If any three-way handshake happen, that needs to be logged. So everything needs to log. For that log, we need to create a rule. Okay. So if someone performing SSH handshake multiple times from the single source and the single destination, that may be a brute force attack that we need to take care. For that, we need to create a rule. So for each and everything, we need to create a rule. Creating rule is not easy. So for that, what we can do, we can use Snorpy. It's a tool. You can easily fill this form and you can get the rule at the bottom of the tab. Okay, so you can simply get the rule. So copy and paste or add into your snot. Okay, so snot rule example look like this for TCP or UDP or for ICMP.
In short, we give the filter for one of the malicious packet like that, right? To block those packets like that.
I didn't get a point.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah,
This is like a filter.
For Wireshark, right?
yeah. It's like a filter, but it's a rule.
Hello.
I'm audible.
Hello.
Hello, Shankar.
Yeah, it's like a Warshak filter, right? We can say.
It's not like a filter. We need to call it's a rule only. Okay, but
Okay, okay,
it's looking like a kind of a filter, but it's a rule that needs to be added in a snot.
okay. And firewall and this IDS IPS is totally different, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So can I install this firewall, sorry, this IDS IPS tool on the firewall?
So firewall having default IDS, you can't do manually because like you getting a firewall from Fortinet, like they needs to take care. They will only can able to add or remove on their software. You
Okay,
won't get, yeah.
so
It's
basically
a closed
then,
source.
okay, so basically then there's a router, after router there's a firewall, and after firewall there is IDS, IPS, and then there is a switch, then there's a server, right?
Yes, yes. So these are the useful links that you can use to learn more about the snot configurations. So like only CH students can understand this. Like this is a command to find the web application firewall, whether it present or not. So you can use nmap script also for finding a web application firewall. Also we have this tool WAF W00F. It's a tool to find the web application firewall. So you can see there is no web application firewall detected here. If it's detected, you will get information about the web application firewall. Here also the same. If you guys having any doubt in this IDS IPS, please ask me. Um, and let me share one free IDS IPS project at the end of the session. Now, like we can talk some more thing about the uh, VPN. So I'm not going to explain the VPN completely. I just give the overview. Um, like before that, we can take some short break. Actually, I need a break. So we can start the session by 11:10. Okay. Till the time, I'll just mute myself. Am I audible, guys? Hello.
Yes,
sir.
you're audible.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
So, yeah. Anybody having idea about VPN?
I mean, we use VPN for accessing websites which are banned in India, like TikTok and other stuff. So
Yeah, exactly. So VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. It's kind of a technology that you can create a secure connection over internet, providing privacy, anonymity by masking your IP address and encrypting your data in your internet. So if any data needs to send from India to America, so instead of transmitting through normal internet, we can use a VPN. Okay, to will VPN will connect a tunnel here. Okay, so all your data will flow in the tunnel, will come back in the tunnel. So the other internet users can't able to access this data, will be blocked for everyone. So this is how the VPN is working. So VPN we have like commonly two type, IPsec and SSL VPN. Okay, so IPsec VPN, like I'll explain in the next slide. Okay, so IPsec stands for Internet Protocol Security. Okay, so it's a protocol for securing the connection between two devices, basically between two devices. It help to keep the data sent over public network secure. So it will help you to send the data securely over public networks. Also, it works by encrypting your IP address, IP packet. Okay, for example, your data and IP. So once it sends to a VPN, your data, your encapsulated IP again over cover. This having IP address. Okay, so if anyone sniff the data, they can't able to view this IP because it's completely encrypted by a VPN. So VPN header will be having some IP addresses that will be used for transmitting and receiving the data. Also, we have authentication mechanism. When we sends a packet, okay. Also, you can see some more theory about these IPsec VPN. Again, Internet Protocol Security. Yeah, actually, Internet Protocol is the main routing protocol used on Internet. It designates where the data will go using IP address. IPsec secure because it add encryption and authentication on this process. Okay, so what I mentioned here, so it will simply encrypt your IP header. It will add the encapsulated header in top of the IP header, kind of a VPN header having the fake IP addresses. Not fake, the defined IP addresses will be there. So this is your topology look likes. So consider one branch is in US, one in okay. They both need a firewall, any firewall or router. Usually we can use a Cisco router for creating IPsec VPN, or we can use any firewall like Fortinet, Palo Alto, Checkpoint, any firewall supporting IPsec. Okay, so the firewall will be having two end. One is a WAN. So we need to provide public IP on this WAN interface. So local network or LAN can be anything. Okay. So here also there will be public IP and the local. Okay. So let me tell you the configuration on India office. So we have two things. One is local network. So your local WAN will be 172.25.176.142. So LAN 192.168.37.1. Then remote. So another end WAN 172.25.177.46 LAN. So 192.168.13.1. Okay. So here what will happen? So your local Indian firewall will send a request to the remote WAN. Also, your US firewall will send back some request to the local Indian WAN. Okay. So here some handshakes will happen. IPsec handshake. Okay. So once the handshake is completed, tunnel will create. So here the tunnel will create between two branches over internet. So both organization or both branches can share their local resources through internet securely using IPsec VPN. Okay. So here what we configured. So here local will be the US and the remote will be Indian. Okay. So these two configuration needs to be matched. For example, here you configured local 37. Here you configured remote LAN 38. So mismatch of configuration, your tunnel will not create. Then you can't able to establish the connection. Okay. So everything will be included in a IPsec handshake. Okay. So this is how the topology look like. Both organization needs their public IP. Those two public IP will connect and will communicate, will form the IPsec handshake. Once the handshake is completed, tunnel will create. So your local networks will communicate over the tunnel. Okay.
Basically, the internet link will become a kind of a point-to-point link.
Yes, exactly. Any doubt in this?
Further, how to create that IPsec VPN, bro? To config.
Like in Cisco router, we have set of commands. In firewalls, there will be some UI options. You can easily configure it.
So in this case, we are not using any VPN concentrator.
So in here you can see
IPsec
I saw some
crypto.
where it is.
On top IPsec tunnels.
Yeah, this is on. So we need to create. So you can see we have two protocol on IPsec. One is the ESP. encapsulation security payload. Second one is the AH, authentication header. Authentication header is kind of a old one. ESP is kind of a latest one. Okay, so here you can add all the encryption related thing here also. So once it done, also we have, yeah. So you can see local IP, remote IPs, peer IP. Here it named as peer, but it's a remote only. Okay, here you need to configure what all I mentioned in the diagram, that local IP, remote IP, local LAN, remote LAN, everything you need to give here.
Okay.
And the IKE crypto, oh, sorry, IKE crypto, yeah, IKE crypto. So here also some groups will be there. This is comes under the phase 2. So in IPsec handshake, we have phase 1 and phase 2. I think I added this in topology. Yeah. So we have IKE phase 1, IKE phase 2. So once phase 2 get completed, then only the tunnel will create. So host A sends in like interesting traffic to host B. Router A and B negotiate an IKE phase 1 session, then phase 2 session, then it create a tunnel to share the data. Guys, please wait for a minute. So once phase 2 created, you can able to share your data without any issue. Okay, so all your traffic will be encrypted using this VPN connection. Yeah, here also some more information about the IKE. Basically, it use the UDP port number 500 and 4500. Yeah, so I'll share this link. Here you will get more information about the IPsec handshakes. Okay, so this is the difference between the IPsec VPN and SSL VPN. So I about to complete the SSL VPN also, but I don't have much time now. So we can discuss SSL VPN on another day. So please read this and let me know if you have any question. So we can wind the session by 11:30. 11:30, right? Yeah, 11:30. So if you guys having any question, please use this 6 minutes to ask all your question.
So all this detailed would be done, classes would be done at a later stage for this.
So sorry.
The lab and the practical classes, because this theory, so the lab, I mean, how do you
Yeah.
think it can be?
I have one recorded video for the configuration of interfaces and the high availability, everything. So it's a 40 minutes recorded video. I will share that recording.
So we can do it in packet tracer, or we need some
No,
other
no.
application?
Like I'll share the um, Palo Alto file, so you can deploy in your system. You can just accessing UI. You can try configuring DHCP server for your LAN. You can configure DNS server, whatever you want. You can try. It's just a UI, right? Like it will be very easy. Also, I will share the admin guide. So like if you strong in a concept, you can able to configure it. Like in firewall, it have lot of pages. Each page is having different things. So like this is not only about the firewall. This is just a overview. So like if you start learning the firewall, it will take 1 month to complete. Okay, so it's a separate course for the firewall training. So you can just do self-study. If you stuck anywhere, if you have any question or doubts, you can call me and you can ask your doubts anytime. I hope everyone knows my mobile number. So let me stop the recording. So after this class, I will share